Gone to the Easy Gains website. I want to use the Aero calculator, so I'm hitting the menu button. Aero calculator. On the Aero calculator, so metric, imperial, calculate speed or calculate power. So I'm going to calculate speed. So I average, say, 270 watts. Bit of a big boy at 90 kilos. CDA, so just please take into account that over a duration of a triathlon course, your CDA is going to go up, because where you go on the drop bars, hydration, etc., it's definitely going up by 0.02. So if you're a rider that's optimized TT, you're probably going to be then going at about 0.25. So I'm going to pick, I'm kind of in between. I'm actually in the tunnel, I'm 0.25, but I'll go with intermediate TT bike, but it almost could slip into 0.29. So distance of 90k. So if you're in the UK, you've got a list of course here. You've got a slow, really hilly, loads of bends course. You've got a medium course, which is basically the majority of fast triathlon courses within the UK. And then you've got fast tri, maybe examples would be like Florida. If you're in America, Almere. I don't think there's really one which is that fast within the UK. Then you've got fast TT. So that's basically if it's an absolute flat out and back, head down tucks with no movement or anything. Because a lot of people do their testing in the tunnel and various other places and they're in tucked up position, but they don't actually account for when they're taking hydration and movement and stuff like that. Also, the airflow of the drag, if you make some movement, it takes about 20 seconds for the drag to settle back down again. So just consider that when you're making your choice. So I'm going to go for medium tri. I'm first of all going to calculate, and that's saying my average should be around about 38 kph, which is about right. But then what I'm going to do is add an easy disc. Now, it's the same result, but it's more beneficial if you've only got like a 20mm wheel and you add an easy disc. Because of the depth of the wheel originally, then adding the easy disc gives you a lot more benefit than what it would do if you had an 80mm wheel. But I have an 80mm wheel, so I'm going to add my 80mm wheel, and then I'm going to calculate speed. So that gives me a 0.6 of a kph gain. So I'll also add the chainring guard, which I use, and the Velotoes calf guards and the front derailleur guard, and I'll calculate speed. So with that, it's given me 1.4 kph and around 39.44, which is a pretty good time for me. And I think if I held the position really well, then that would be about right. You also can calculate your power. So you'd put your speed. This is what power is required across the course to generate what speed you need to go at. So say I want to travel at 39 kph across the course. My mass is 90 kilos. CDA, I'll go with medium again. I'll keep the same kind of setup. Calculate power. So the power saving with the chainring guard, front derailleur guard and Velotoes calf guards, travelling at 39 kph would equate to 26.53 watt saving. Well, I hope you like the Aero calculator. You also have the facility, if you don't want to select any of the above, you can customly enter. You don't have to select any of our products, and you can then just have a play with it, have a play about with your CDAs and see what kind of power is needed across the course. Around the middle of July, we will be adding to the Aero calculator a GPX course file drop. So you can just drop the course in and then you can get your calculations from that. Well, thank you very much for your time and looking at the calculator.